Welcome back. In the video, for those who can see, it's obvious there's a few clips of the things that we went over in celebrity news and things as the music bed rolls. And for the ones who are just listening, thank you for listening. In this music bed, there are clips of videos that we went over for our celebrity news and things in reference to all of the TGIF Fridays. And we even talk about Ben and Jen and all the hoopla they have going on. We covered this like 1 or 2 years ago, but it's resurfaced again. So if you're interested in Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, come on into LA TV Celebrity News and Things, because we talk about them too. Prepare for the countdown. We're about to begin. Thank you for coming in. Hey, it took like 2 seconds too long for this thing to start. I want to get in and get out. You know how it go. This is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Oh, let me slow down because I still see I have more track to burn. And I'm going to say everything too fast and it's just going to be quiet. Thank you if you're watching this. You made it to a portion of the video, probably the 4-minute, 8-second mark. Thank you for doing that. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, yada, yada, yada. What is LA TV? I don't know. Maybe you should watch it and see. Yeah, so right now we're covering celebrity news and things. Tomorrow we're probably covering cats and stuff. The next day after that, we're probably talking about squirrels, stuff flying around in the sky. Whatever comes to mind. Durr! Yeah, that was durr! Thank you for watching. Durr! Testing 1 2 10. Hey, what's up? It's me, LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Welcome back to another glorious day. It seemed like it might as well be the first day of harvest season. So happy harvest season. Summer is gone. We experienced a couple of chilly days, well, cool days this past few days. So happy harvest season. I want to get into the video that Funky Dineva put up. Basically, according to this cell phone 18 hours ago, the video was entitled Funky Dineva Live, Monday, September 9th, 2024. That is Funky Dineva Live, Monday, September 9th, 2024. And he talks about his experiences that triggered him to kind of have like a post-traumatic stress experience by way of listening to a video clip from Zeus Network. That was a lot I just said, so I'll go back and re-say it again, probably a little bit more slower. Not only to you, but for myself, so I don't lose my place. I have notes. However, I want to get this out while it's fresh. So what I was saying is there's a video out with Funky Dineva that's recent, not even a day old yet, where he talks about a specific clip in reference to Zeus Network. To my knowledge, Zeus Network is completely and authentically African American, aka black owned. It's a network where, from all I've been hearing, the focal point is just drama, drama, drama. There's a show on there called Baddies, or The Baddies, where they have different branches of the same type of show where girls pretty much are acting like wild WrestleMania type women and they fight and get into yang and yang. He say, she say, all that stuff, but they travel everywhere and pretty much take the fights and the drama on the open road overseas across the states. Speed the camera up a little more. The video with Funky Dineva talks about how Zeus is expanding their branches, finally getting to Detroit, Michigan. Now, it seemed like them getting to Detroit, Michigan has been in the talks since C19. C19 hit in 2020, so let me count using my fingers. 2020. How do you do that? 21, 22, 23, 24. That seemed like 4 years of talking of Zeus Network trying to expand to Detroit. Correct me if I'm wrong or if I'm in the ballpark of proximity, but nonetheless, Zeus Network finally kept their word and they are auditioning to my knowledge, for Baddies in Detroit, Michigan. Please know I was born and raised in Saginaw, Michigan. I do not claim Detroit like that because I wasn't born and raised there. However, I do like Detroit. I like Detroit way better than Saginaw, Michigan. Believe it or not, I was in Detroit here and there once in a while, but I actually felt safer and more welcome there in Detroit than I did and do in Saginaw, Michigan. Having said that, congratulations to the future prospects who do make it from Detroit, Michigan on the cast of Baddies Detroit. Even though Baddies in general is a bad show, hence the title, congratulations to the women who do make it, and I hope that you have a bright future ahead of you and you plan to use your finances well once you get on board. That's all I can say. After Funky Dineva did talk about the Detroit audition and how the lines were wrapped around the block for the auditions, he talked about a clip in reference to Tokyo Tawny, Tia Kim, and Carlissa. The three of the women together collectively make a podcast that is currently running called Auntie Podcast. I think it's called the Auntie Podcast. Now, I listened to like the very first episode, a portion of it, and it was funny. I knew when it was getting talked about by way of Sky Santana. What's up, Sky Santana? I actually found out about the Auntie Podcast by way of listening to Sky Santana. I knew that when it was being pitched to us as a concept that was probably already done but presented to the crowd, that it was something that was in the works, that it was going to be a mess. That's all I could say. And from the pinch that I did listen to, it had me laughing. The thought of it alone just makes me laugh, so I think that's going to be a success. So what I'm saying is the three women were on Zeus Network. And I guess, according to the clip, Miss Carlissa was supposed to be talking probably in reference to the Auntie Podcast. The way the clip is set up, from what I can see, she was supposed to speak. However, in addition to those three women being there, there was a woman, she's an OG, first OG of Zeus. What's her name? How could I forget? Because I can see her face. She has a strong accent. And to me personally, she is the face of Zeus Network. I don't want to get a copyright strike, but I need to find her name through this clip. I did not have her name written down because for some reason I just thought I was going to remember her name. But now that I'm put on the spot, I don't have it prepared. Okay, I'm back. I think it's Jocelyn Hernandez. I believe Jocelyn, because Jocelyn was on there with the guy who's now the ex-husband of Faith Evans, right? Yeah, so there's a clip where Jocelyn Hernandez, for whatever reason, I don't know why she's on there sharing the spot with these three women, but nonetheless something jumped off before they could even get into things and start probably recording their interview or what have you. Jocelyn has some squabbles with Carlissa, and there was a light back and forth to the point where Miss Jocelyn Hernandez pretty much told Miss Carlissa to just leave, which didn't make any sense to me because the star of the show for that particular schedule slot was Carlissa. So why would Jocelyn have so much said power to have the guest of the show or the featurettes of the show to go downstairs and sit on the couch, separate from where they're supposed to be doing the work? That didn't make sense to me neither. But this is the clip that they gave. And so this is the clip I'm going by. And based on the track record and history, at least 4 years running, this is kind of like the stew that Zeus Network seeps in. Drama, showing us clips to provoke a reaction. It's drama-filled, drama-based. That's how the women get paid. So the clip shows a lot of disrespect. And I don't think that this was an act. I think this specific clip was true. Jocelyn Hernandez is back on Zeus Network for whatever reason. And it seems as though she's calling the shots more so than the fair-skinned woman is. Now, what's her name? I don't even know how I got all into all of this, but it's the truth, right? So I need to look and see who that woman is in Baddies. So let me type in Zeus Network. And it won't be long. I'll be able to see who the other woman is. Natalie Nunn. Now, to me, it seems like Jocelyn Hernandez is the face of Zeus Network way over Jocelyn Hernandez. You guys help me get this straight, because I'm not really an advocate follower of it like that, but I do listen to the news when things come out, because it's got my interest, mainly because it's a black owned network. So I try to give some attention to that, even though it's promoting a lot of mess and slander. I still want to follow, because it's kind of like me following Jet Magazine. You know, they're my people, so I try to find some way to support. But to me, it seemed like Jocelyn Hernandez is more of the face and representation, a stronger face and representation than I just saw her name, Natalie Nunn. So I say all this to say, there's a quote that Funky Dineva led into after playing the clip of all the debacle and unprofessionalism that took place with Carlissa being pretty much told to leave the set and go downstairs and wait on the couch. And it said, Funky Dineva said it triggered him watching that. And I quote, he said, "Very remnant of the type of headache I experienced at Fox Soul due to the lack of boundaries and no protocol." Boom. I'm going to repeat that quote he said. "Very reminiscent of the type of headache I experienced at Fox Soul due to the lack of boundaries and no protocol." That quote was the whole reason I came up here to make a video, because he gave us a look under the carpet of Fox Soul. In addition to all the stuff that we got from leaked calls, from Zoom calls being, leaked, to people just losing their tempers and spilling the tea, to people trying to give hints but giving too much of a hint so we can really see what's going on without even having to read between the lines. People just being tired and fed up because when no means no, or they had enough, don't get listened to. They just go right out and say what was done. Professionalism goes out of the door when there's no boundaries given to the one act. So this makes a lot of sense. Very reminiscent of the type of headache I experienced at Fox Soul due to the lack of boundaries and no protocol. That said a lot. Now that pretty much sums it up. I've been talking about this TGIF thing for a while because I really liked it, and I'm following along with it because I just want to get to the truth. I'm getting more truth, but what's wrong with more truth if it's coming out? And I'm not prying for it. It's just naturally falling out, just like in this video. It just came out of nowhere because unfortunately what's happening at Zeus Network triggered, that's what Funky said, triggered him to a place. Hang on. We call it fire trucks are out. I'm not editing it out neither. This is real life. Please stand by. This gave me time to drink my water anyways. So he said, watching that whole clip with Zeus Network triggered him to come to a place of reminiscence, which wasn't too far away, to have him feel some type of way, which wasn't good. And how the things behind the scenes pretty much unfolded and went on during Fox Soul. It's a sad shame that these things have to happen when there's something so good in their laps. I don't like to see this pattern happen amongst our community when we do have something of our own. And it pretty much, it just seems like pride gets in the way every single time. Pride gets in the way every single time. And the sight gets lost of why they started things in the first place. There's this separatism that happens in the sake of personal ego tendencies or gains or whatever, ambitions, and stuff just gets lost in the sauce, and folks just start getting stepped on and disrespected, and there don't seem to be anybody to keep the monster in check. If you're working with the monster, where's the tamer? If you're working with the dragon, where's the dragon tamer? Where's the lioness tamer? Why are you letting these wild animals, pause, this is an analogy, why are you letting these wild animals run free? They're going to tear up everything and tear it down and then hurt you too. You don't want that to happen. I want more for Foxhole, even though y'all say Foxhole is run by Caucasians. You know what the H I mean. I want Foxhole to do better. I want Zeus Network to do better. I'm going to look through my notes to see if there's anything else I left out. But yeah, I thought that was some tasty information. And I'm sorry that people who are going through it with Zeus Network who have gotten hurt, which there's been a lot of people who have gotten hurt and burned, and people who are still waking up and realizing that it's a bad job and they definitely use you and they want you to be something you're not to get paid and for ratings, and they really don't care. More people are waking up and realizing that as we speak, as I speak in real time. I just wanted to get to the point, and it started to go down that road where someone's going to unfortunately lose their life. It got pretty dark with TGIF Foxhole. Temperatures were getting flared up to the point where I felt it was headed towards the next step, somebody physically getting hurt. That was the next step. I thought someone was gonna get hands laid on them, and not in a good way. I did get worried. And that's where Zeus Network is headed. They're already physically putting hands on one another. This one girl lost her tooth. Of course, Christian Rock lost her tooth. These women out here are hurting each other really bad. And it's scary now. It's scary now. They're really beating one another up. It's not cool. And so, unfortunately, people are getting violently hurt. I'm not sure if hospitalization has been involved. There's been hospital reports, I believe, but not to the point where they're like in comas and stuff. But that's going to be next. The way they're going, someone's life is going to be accidentally lost. And I don't want it to end that way, but unfortunately that's the way it's going. And just talking about it makes me sad, and I can kind of feel a little bit how Funky, Armand, Claudia, Al, and anyone else who worked in the TGIF Foxhole arena could have felt. And they weren't even really working together. They just did like Skype online calls and stuff. But who knows behind the scenes? They probably met in person once or twice. Why not? They travel a lot. A lot to me, at least. So, and just breaking this down is just really dark. It's sad. It's really dark. My name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Y'all, this isn't ending well.